name is Chechi. If you're a new subscriber, welcome. If you're an old subscriber, thanks for sticking around with me. So loves, in today's video I'm doing something very different. I'll be talking to different people, especially youths, and I'll listen to their opinion on mental health, depression and social media pressure, because this affects the youth to a large extent and people do not talk about it as much as they should. So I hope as you watch you can see a reflection of yourself in at least one of my guests, and if your opinion differs, drop them in the comment section. I'm going to reply to every one of them and also share the ones that I can. So guys, that's about now. I'm waiting up for my girls to arrive, and when they do, we're going to get into the video proper.
Alright guys, what's up? You know what's going on? I'm Joshua, and here me I have.
Hi, good afternoon guys. My name is Adenichi Inyolua. I'm a writer, I'm a script writer, a upcoming movie director. I write novel, poem, articles, and any part of writing you may think of.
Alright, yeah, and I also studied music professionally, so we're here to answer some questions.
I studied international relations.
Why do you think youths always want to have sex or talk about sex?
I think one of the reasons why there's a lot of outrage, there's a lot of interest in sexual activities because of the increase in promiscuity in society recently. When you look at the music videos, basically most of the things you have sexualized women here and there a lot. It's like a thing of this era, of this social media age. When you see it on Instagram, even on Facebook, if you notice on Facebook, when you log into Facebook, there's that story aspect. You see, there's a way Facebook has a way of always showing a woman who is always exposed in a way. I don't know if it's just the mindset this era, and it is slowly going into the culture and the ways of life for the youths.
For me, I'll be coming from a personal perspective. The main reason why I had sex, the first time I ever had sex, was because I fell in love. So sex for me was mutual sexual attraction between both of us, and just felt right, and I did it. So yeah, it's from my own perspective, but I know that my perspective will also be some people's perspective out there. So maybe that's one of the reasons people have sex.
Does body count determine a person's character?
Does body count determine a person's character? Yeah, to a large extent, to a very large extent, based on, like you can say, due to the promiscuity in this recent generation, it has also encouraged people to go into a lot of sexual acts, which involves having sex, numerous of sex from both guys and girls. It's now a general thing, you understand, for people to want to have sex, and it's also hailed amongst guys. When a guy has sex with a woman, with another lady, it's like you're giving him a crown. It's like he's being praised for those things. While for ladies recently can be a bit subtle, but also girls also engage on these things also. Yeah, so that'll be my take on that actually.
Okay, as for me, I think body count does not determine a person's character. Talking from the perspective of a prostitute who pick sexual stuff as an occupation, I know there are going to be harlots out there who have good characters. So if you're going to be seeing their body count, and they have numerous body counts, like they have to sleep with different men at that period of their life. So are we saying that all prostitutes are bad people? No. For me, I feel not all prostitutes are bad people. So you can't just say body count determine a person's character.
On a basic standard, I think anybody who lacks proper control over himself, sexually especially, because sex is a very, very compelling aspect of humans. Once one can't control himself, whether boy or girl or male or female, you understand, I think it's going to affect whatever relationship one gets into on the long run. If you're married, that loyalty is very, very important. So yes, to a very large extent, it determines a person's character. When you look at a person's body count, if a guy has had sex with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 girls, then there's a problem.
I would like to ask our speaker here, sir.
I'm listening.
You want to tell me that your body count has been so low that it doesn't determine your character? You have a body count over 5.
Well, yes, that's not true.
Okay, so you're telling me your body count is lesser than 5.
I'm not going to try to say that I'm the devil here, neither am I going to say that I'm an angel either. You understand? What I'm trying to put forward is the fact that doesn't change, that remains constant, and I want to preach on this channel is that when you have a lot of body count, it doesn't say well of you to a very large extent. Sex is not something to hold on high regards in conquering women.
I'm not saying
conquering men.
I'm not saying that
yeah, I'm listening.
Body count. You should be proud of your body count.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying using that as a factor to determine people character.
People
I think
character.
it's not something you should do.
It is more than enough. It is more than enough to determine a person's character. When you see a person who has had intimate sex with numerous people, sex is a very intimate thing, like you said.
Okay.
Bad people in what sense?
No, we said bad characters, right? Determine somebody's character.
Now, the character is a very ambiguous thing. It's quite, you're talking about good or bad. Like, they can be nice, they can borrow him, and they can learn things, but going to a relationship with one of these people can be very, very difficult due to the fact
and that is not character again. We're not talking about character any longer. If you're talking about character, we're talking about how caring they are, how authentic they are, how original they are. Are they pretentious? Are they liars?
No, good. Now we talked about the fact that loyalty is very important. Now, somebody with very high body count is very easy to engage in other sexual affairs whilst in a relationship, and that's not a good character.
That is not a criteria to judge.
Do you think there is too much pressure from social media with regards to sexual conversations and activities?
Yes. Actually, yes, that is very, very true. There are lots of pressure. You open Instagram, it is love in Tokyo going on. You open Twitter is worst. You probably see everybody. You want to have sex like this or something. They're only talking about sex position, and Twitter has this trend of if you want to advertise something now, they will have to put a sex story. Then they will advertise, or they should say something. Another is an advertisement for a sex comic channel or a Telegram channel. Like, why is everything revolved around sex? So yes, social media, there's a lot of pressure out there.
Now you can bear with me that when you go on Instagram, before you scroll 1, 2, 3, you've seen a girl twerking already on Instagram. That is one fact. You can go on Twitter, and most of the things people rant about on Twitter is sexual affairs. So a lot of these things are exposed even younger children, not even youth, towards promiscuity, which is most uncontrolled promiscuity, whereby people are revealing themselves too much and saying too many vulgar things in songs. I mean, this is our culture now. The culture is a way of life, and this is who we are now recently, and it's a really serious issue. So yes, it does increase the pressure.
Why are women judged more harshly on body count and sexual knowledge than men?
Answer that. I want you to first answer that. Let's see what you are going to say.
Alright, more harshly. Now we can look at this because most of these things didn't just start today. It's something that's been going on for years, like years of years. Let me say like 100, 200, since time being, since the beginning of things most times, you understand? The reason why women are judged, basically, according to all of my few exposures and maybe a little bit of research, it may seem in a way, let me change the narrative, let me paint the picture properly for people around, for the audience. It may seem like a way to bring women down, to reduce women's prestige, you understand? Or to reduce women's freedom or liberty. When you tell women, do not have sex, do not do this, way more than guys. And the reason being that is because right from time, when a woman, for instance, gets pregnant, I'm not talking about in this modern era that has been less than 50 years. I'm talking about an ancient period for over 1,000 years. When a woman gets pregnant, she's at her most vulnerable. And getting pregnant during sex is the risk factor is very high. There were no condoms then, there were nothing then, you understand? So when a woman gets pregnant, when she's under her father's roof, you understand, if the father decides to kick her out and the boyfriend or whatever who impregnated her is not around, maybe runs away or something, she's most likely gone unless there's somebody willing to take her in. Now this is a measure taken to protect women. Now, second reason is that women are more prone to STDs more than men. You see a lot of symptoms way before men does, and it's affecting them a lot. Now, if you allow a society whereby women are easily allowed to go around having sex, sleeping around, in that society you have a lot of issues when it comes to sexual transmitted diseases. And my third point would be in the fact that society should be more modest. Basically, it won't kill somebody to just behave properly, rather than just think about sex and sex. Sex is a very strong emotional part of men or people, and if there's no curbing on both men and on both women, then we'll be living in a very serious society whereby there will be no way forward for anyone. So that's my take for now.
Okay. So before I go attacking everything said, let me say my point. Okay, I'll be talking from the perspective of a feminist, as a feminist myself, and I'm going to be saying is that it's just what society has brought all over the years. We are society, a makeup of what we used to run our day-to-day life. Over the years, there have always been this: women are supposed to wait before marriage. So you don't wait before marriage, and people already come to that. I step that guy. There's already this notion that that guy is out there. So yeah, people will frown upon it that place. That guy is already a prostitute. What are you saying? So yes. So let's just say it's from the patriarchy point of view for me, a way to just compliment and tell them that you're not free to have sex. To me, I believe in sexual freedom for both men and women, and nobody should be able to have sex whenever they want, with whoever they want. Then, okay, now to tackle what he said, it was like it's a way to protect women. Protect women in what way? Go to HIV, people living with HIV documentaries. You'll find out half of them will tell you that, oh, when it comes to the sex, when it comes to the sex aspect, they got it from the sex. You always see that it's mostly the women saying they got it from the man.
From the man, definitely. But if the women were told to control themselves, when the girl...
Why does the woman have to be the only one controlling themselves?
Now, I'm not saying for the benefit of the man, but for our own self, if there were more restraints for a woman. Now, I'm not talking about... I've always said...
If you guys really really care about us like the way you said, that you are trying to protect us, then you should really show it's not for a way for you people to go about why women are still under pressure. The question is that why is it frowned upon? I'm just saying that it's not supposed to be frowned upon. It's supposed if you are going to be looking at the man in the same way, if you are going to be looking at the man who has high body count, has a bad person, then you have all right to look at the woman who has high body count as a bad woman. Or if you are looking at the man who has high body count as he's just being a man, then you have no right whatsoever to look at the woman as a prostitute.
No.
Do you think early sex affects a person's mental health and love life?
When we're talking about early sex, now my mind comes to two different things. Are we talking about sex in terms of abuse from a very, very early age, or are we talking about sex from maybe 18 years or thereabouts? Okay, from a very early age, having sex from a very early age, maybe say at a tender age. It does, of course. A lot of things you do in the past is going to be the footprint or the foundation you're laying for yourself in the future. It affects you definitely. The impression you've had from that first sex, you being unexperienced, you being not good enough, that's what you'll be laying down. If you did something wrong, you most likely do it again until somebody is there to correct you, and at that age you're not prepared, you're not ready for that. So it does affect you in the future, definitely, and I advise strongly against that.
Yes, I believe sex at early age actually affects you because you personally don't know what you are doing at that time. You're just exploring, which could be very dangerous. You are prone to a lot of things, open to a lot of things, from heartbreak to emotional, psychological trauma. So it really does not worth it. Know what you are doing before you ever have sex, even if you're not going to wait.
Beautiful.
Do you think sex is a sin?
Do I think sex is a sin? Looking at things clearly, in the Christian belief and in a lot of religious belief, premarital sex is a sin. Truly is a sin. And it is stated there, we don't need to talk about it, adultery to fornication. I think it's not just sex, it's fornication basically. When you use sex to try to make it quote the word. When you see as fornication, you begin to see the weight of the word. Yes, sex is a sin.
Okay, sex is not a sin if it's in marriage, but if it's outside marriage, based on the faith I have been brought into, yeah, it's a sin. And based on a lot of things that could even come through it, apart from leaving the whole religion aspect. Even though the question is from a religion perspective, is it a sin? Mostly that's from the religion perspective. But even leaving the religion perspective, and we are going to things that get attached to sex, it really does not worth it, actually.
Do you think sex education is necessary?
Well, the way the world has gone into trouble these recent years, I think it's very important that people know what they are watching, know what they are taking into their heads, because it's crazy. It's really, really crazy. So people need to educate young ones and themselves also to know more about sex, to know what it is. You understand? You can't just talk about exploring. You understand? It happens. People want to explore, and it's more than just exploring. You're digging trouble for yourselves. If you don't know what you're doing, then you end up with a dildo in your hand while you're 17 or 18 years old.
Okay, sex education is very, very important. But the way you are talking about the sex education, you are talking as if the sex education from our parents. For me, the sex education they were giving us that time is not working. So if you're talking about sex education now, we want to tell you that, oh, of course, if this happens to this, if a guy rub your clitoris, you are feeling sensation, let them break it down into two. To the extent they will tell you that if you have sex, you won't die. In fact, you will enjoy it, but it does not work for now. So they should break it into two and not try. Did not give us the sex education where they were trying to scare us, but now telling us what it really means, the weight of what it really carries, and the advantages and disadvantages. That's just it.
What is consent?
Consent is basically the agreement between two adults to go into. We're talking about sexual consent in this case. So yes, to go into sexual affairs, intercourse, basically. So there must be two agreeing members in the relationship. I'm not talking about just in the relationship, definitely, whereby the man is not trying to impose it on the lady to give him some kind of sexual pleasure. The woman wants to, she's willing to do so, and also likewise the other side too. The woman is not imposing it on the guy, you understand, to please her or to give her some kind of, I don't know, sexual affair that the guy is not into, you understand. So it must be two consensual adults coming together and making love, and of course please, under the umbrella of marriage.
Yeah, consent to me is coming from a woman's perspective. It's me saying yes, you can have sex with me.
Women don't ever say
simple
have sex with
as able, simple as ABC. Now there's a lot of issue on consent, right? That what does it mean? That doesn't make sense if a guy say, a woman say yes, and in the middle or when they're even having the sex and she's like, no, I'm not interested. Does it mean she has withdrawn her consent? Yes, to me she has. So you're supposed to stop at that time. So consent means yes, you can have sex with me. So at one point if she said no, I'm not having sex, that means she's no longer giving her consent.
I've never heard a girl say yes, have sex with me. Not never, but it's almost not a thing for girls. They only give you the
girl wants to have sex, you will know.
You will know.
It's a matter of
they will not say it. That's what I'm saying.
But if she does not want to have sex, she'll definitely say no.
You're not sure either because she's like.
She will say no. If I don't want to have sex, I'll definitely say no. That okay, guy, I'm not interested in this again. Stop.
Alright, good. But sometimes you can agree with me that when a girl says no, sometimes it's very difficult to tell.
That's not your place to say that.
Alright, well, we can move forward this conversation then. Consent needed in marriages. Now, usually in marriages or when you look at relationship between a man and a woman, most times men are more needy when it comes to sex. I think it's a general thing that people know. So, yes, consent is needed, but consent should be applied with knowledge also. You understand? You can't just be saying no. You're driving the man away. So there's a problem. You need to understand. When you say no, you need to know that you're depriving him of something. Most girls don't really enjoy sex. Not because they don't get anything from a relation. Not that they enjoy sex, they do. But the urge compared to guys is a different spectrum, you understand? But for girls, it's attention. Take sex out of a relationship. that attention is enough to fend that girl. You understand? It's a different thing entirely. So guys really like it when things are intimate in relationship and in marriage. So yes, the woman's consent is needed, but she should apply it with understanding the fact that this man wants it, and there should be an understanding before the marriage. Thank you very much.
Yeah, consent is needed in marriage. The more there can be rape in marriage, of course, then consent really has to happen, because there may be a position, maybe you have go to a doctor and you are like, oh, you're passing through this, and woman body are very delicate. They are like, okay, so abstain for sex for this period of time, and if there's no consent, if we are not pursuing the topic of consent, people will be like, the more you are married, you're supposed to be able to have sex with you. So at that moment, it's also detrimental to our life. So consent is very important also in marriage.
Alright, okay, why do you think sexual abuse amongst men is not really taken seriously? I think it's based on the general notion, first of all, that men enjoy sex a lot, you understand? So it's more like bliss when you hear that a man is being raped. In fact, there's a lot of jokes on Twitter that when the female robber comes into the house to rob some set of dudes, and they'll ask the girls, are you not going to rape or stuff like that? So it's easy for people to laugh at it compared to when it's on the other side, you understand? For women, because it's a very emotional thing, women are very, very emotional. So for guys, it's a very serious issue that it's not really known, it's not really talked about, it's rarely talked about. So abuse happens to guys, and also to ladies too. So we need to start taking things seriously. And also abuse from young age also happens, and you see guys behaving weird sexually. So that's the way it is basically, that's the breakdown.
Okay, why are abuse towards guys not talked about? Okay, the first is that the feminists have really read a lot of stuff, and patriarchy does not only abuse women but also abuse men, and has brought this notion that men are supposed to hide their emotions and not talk about what they're passing through. So for most men that have passed through abuse, they feel them coming out is a way of them showing the world they are not man enough, or a form of an attack to their masculinity. It's something they always try to cover up. So it's a matter of just saying that we're supposed to be promoting a society where everybody's supposed to be able to talk about every injustice ever done to them.
True.
I agree. I don't care. I'm a woman being. I have emotions, so I'm supposed to be able to say this has happened to me and I'm talking. So that's it. I think that's just the reason why guys don't talk, because of the way society paints it.
What do you think about women who lie about being raped?
Women who lie about being raped. Them. Feminists, yeah, good. So we're talking about this. There's been a lot of outrage in the West, basically. We're talking about America, we're talking about UK, and etc. And one of the biggest issues concerning this woke movement and etc. is the fact that men who have, from very young age, who have tried, hard-working men who have built their careers all the way to the top, it is a very detrimental thing when a woman comes out and just label you a rapist. You understand? It can ruin your entire life's work. It's literally death sentence to most of these men. Now in this case, you see men also going to serve time after having their career ruined for just something they didn't do, which is injustice to the highest regard. You understand? And so it's a very big issue, very big issue. So I believe such women, I don't want to discourage women from coming out and speaking against rapists. You understand? It can really affect women's drive towards such things, but it must be carefully done. And those who are caught, those culprits or ladies who are caught labeling false allegations of men trying to ruin people's lives, basically, not talking about career, but ruin people's lives, they should be properly dealt with.
Okay, coming from just living this why do women lie, it's just the fact that society, human beings actually are very selfish, and whenever we see an opportunity that works, and you know that, oh Jesus, this thing is working, people tend to use that medium to bully others. woman beings are opportunists.
Opportunist.
So women knows that the idea of coming out and shouting rape is to drive attention. Of course, the whole world is crying about rape, no to this and no to that. And the annoying thing is that they are undermining the effort of people who are really trying to make women free as much as possible. Because the fact is that the number of people that even come to light to say that they are raped, there are still over 3 times 3 of people that are actually being raped, but will not even talk. So it's just like they're even making the people that are really raped to be scared to come out, because people like hope is not lying. They just said that somebody lied yesterday about them. You get, so it's really annoying, and it's something that I actually really hate. Like, why would you want to spoil a good man's image and lie? And what do you want to gain from it? It's just a matter of the woman being just opportunist.
Would you consider dating a lady who has more body count than you do?
I don't know. Most likely not. Now, when I'm in a relationship, we are talking about a serious relationship. Most likely not. Well, although they say love is blind, so it depends on maybe how far I've gotten into it. You understand? It depends. It largely depends on that. But I think on upfront, I know that it's just a red flag for me to just move on. You understand?
So, before I even answer the question, I'm going to answer this man. Okay, you said that you cannot, and I'm going to come with the fact that, of course, if you cannot, that's something guys will always want to do. That, oh, come on, that girl don't have bodyguards more than me. I don't feel marry him. It's
no, not
normal.
More. If it's a lot, whether it's more or less, if it's a lot, then neither should guys have body counts.
I grab. You always definitely want to say no. And like somebody once said that girls are the ones that we always want to manage a guy. It's girls that like he does not have car. Of course, we can still wait and manage it till they have car. But guys, they don't manage. They go for what they want. If she cannot cook, they're not going to be able to say that, oh, she will learn how to cook at one point. They will not. They will go for the one that can cook if that's what they want. Girls that will say like, you have body count, it does not mean. The more you sleep them, I will manage it.
All right,
and it's guys that always say that,
enough.
hey, she has too much body count, cannot marry her.
I speak. Let me tell you one fact about ladies, that they love bad guys, because bad guys can handle them very well. They have a lot of experience to deal with them in the bed the way they like it, and bad guys come from experience with a lot of body count. So that's one of the flip-flop about the society basically. And women like a lot of bad guys. And even just look, one of you guys and girls, see, just look at your DM, all those girls. The guys that they are ignoring, that they do not like, they're always down, very ugly, and they don't even know what to say on their chats. You look at your chats basically. Why those bad guys, those cute looking guys who has the chance to have as many girls as one, they are always most times heads over heels for those guys. Now that I'm not.
Which category are you? Bad guys or the handsome looking guys or the one that?
I'm not this category.
Hey, you know your body. Good for the gander, it's also good for the goose.
It's not good for any gander, it's not good for any goose.
What advice will you give your younger self on relationship and sexual knowledge?
On relationship and sexual knowledge, girls are scam. I'm getting this. Girls are not scam. Girls are the most beautiful things that could happen to me. So that's one truth about it. Patriarchy threw it off the window, it's not true. And what else again?
Relationship is not true.
Relationship.
Wow.
Please let me answer the question. You can talk about that when it's your time. Now for relationship wise, you understand, one of the things that I would like to say advice to my younger self is, going into a relationship with a girl, you need to try to be dominant. You understand? You need to know.
Nigga, where do you drop from?
Stop disturbing. You need to try to be dominant. You understand? I'm not saying a girl only give you. You only need respect when a girl give it to you. So you have to earn it. So that's what I'm telling to my younger self. You need to earn that respect from her. Please don't simp to women. What I mean by simp, people don't know. Simp is being too nice. Girls don't like guys that are too nice. It's a turn off, big turn off together to girls. So you need to know when to withdraw attention, and you need to know when to give attention. You need to do it strategically. There are ways you need to do it. You understand? She loves you even more when she's wondering, where is he? What is he doing? Why is he not calling me? You are not subconscious. But when you are too hands-on, it's a turn off for her. So be a good boy. Don't let it happen.
Okay. What sexual can I give to my younger self? Basically, do not have any sexual relationship, but I was really out of age. Like, so.
Can we talk about the patriarchy stuff?
So there's So sexual relation advice I already give to my younger self. And on the more serious note, what do I am doing? You should have just waited until you get married. Simple.
Oof. So it wasn't what it's.
Joyce said. But the fact is that most of them actually, they don't want it. Don't what it's like
if girls were less
sex is not supposed to be something big.
If
like,
girls were less liberous, maybe
please can I talk?
Okay, please proceed.
Like I'm talking to my younger self, not you. I was like, okay,
alright.
It's not as sex supposed to be one big issue. But I've come to understand that half of the time when I even give you the sex, you always feel like the only thing I can give you is also the sex, and the only thing I can give you is also the money. So why not just wait so that when I meet the man, I'm able to tell you that I'm going to give you the whole of me, and I'm expecting you to give me the whole of you too. So we should know that on this matter, we are partners, we are equals. So that's it.